What up, loved ones? What it do? Spotty Young right here. You know where I'm from. Thanks for tuning in. And if you're new to this channel right here, just hit the subscribe button real quick. Give it a like if you think it's cool, if you think it's real. Hell yeah, man. We got the OG, triple OG party from SATANAS right here, right now. THAKUYA. Yeah. So what's
Bob
up?
with it.
Introduce yourself, man.
Hey man, Dago's in the house, baby. We here to represent. What's up with it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So yeah, let's just go back to the beginning, OG. Where were you born?
I was born in Northern California in Travis Air Base in Fairfield. And it's it's a long time ago, but it's a crazy life. And being in the Navy, being born over there and jumping around from base to base. And my brother after me, he was born in the Philippines. And then my brother and sister, my younger brother and sister, they were born in Washington State. But ultimately, we ended up down in SoCal where we planted our roots here in San Diego. So, it's that 619, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So basically, you're the bunso, right? You're the youngest one.
No, man, I'm the Kuya, bro. I'm the oldest one.
Oh, okay, okay. But your brothers are the one that's born, the other one born in Pinas in the Philippines, and the other one in Washington.
Yeah, so that one right there with the tank top, he was born
Ah,
in Pinas.
that's
And then
him
this one
right
right
there. Yeah,
you see that one right there? You see that one right there? That's the one behind me.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he was born in Washington State. So the background is the album that the brother Bamboo had put out called Exercising the Demon Part 2. It was dedicated
Ooh,
it was dedicated to my dad who passed away. But the
yeah,
journey
yeah.
of Filipinos, it's chronicled through the gang life and what we had to struggle with back in the 80's and the 90's, bro. So that's really a good listen for those who went through the same thing of their families immigrating to the states, where we gave up paradise to
Yeah.
live in paradise. So man, peep that out, bro. That's some fire, bro.
Hey, I should, I should. A lot of folks, they fuck with Bamboo. He's spitting a lot of game as far as
Yeah.
that era of gangbang and shit. Damn. Can you tell us about what in your era? What was it like joining Satanas? Was there any other hoods during that time, or that's just what
You
you
know,
gravitated to?
in the area there was a lot of different gangs, bro. There was Bahala Na, there was PR, Pinoy Real, there's Mabuhay
Yeah,
Pinoy, Tropang Hudas. There was a lot. But
yeah.
but where we lived, the street was Brendo. So most of the guys that were in on Brendo end up joining Bad Brendo Boys back in the 80's. And from there
Uh,
on, we all became like we all graduated from that, became Satanas, bro.
hey,
So
yeah.
so the reason why we ended up in LA is my dad was on deployment. When he would go on deployment, my whole family would stay with our auntie, which we called Nanay and Tatay, my mom's older sister. So we stayed up there while Pops was away.
Damn. So, uh, do you know if where did exactly Satanas originated from? LA or the Bay Area?
It
Or
originated in
Delano
LA.
in LA? Okay,
Yeah.
for sure, for sure. Because my ex Sally before from Delano Satanas, they used to have this called Satanas Ilocano Gang SIG in Delano because there's so
Yeah.
much Ilocanos in there. And he's saying that every year for a Filipino fiesta community, everyone from the United States would go to Delaney because that's where they had the biggest Filipino community. So I was like,
Right.
what? I didn't know that. Yeah, and so, but yeah, bro. So Satanas, that's where my hood came from, also Jeff Rocks, and so was a lot of other hoods too, right?
Right.
Yeah. So how did you ended up kicking it with Dopey from Bahala Barkada?
So
Yeah.
he used to live down the ways from me, man, and I would see him like the walking down the street, no shirt on, tank top, just that youngster, man, that you knew he was up to no good, but he was passing through respectfully, but always say what's up. But that dude was a grade A knucklehead, bro. He was not to be messed with. And if he wasn't already put on a set, I would have recruited that dude, man, because he puts in work, you know.
Hey, yeah, that's
You know, my
yeah.
boy, he's like, dude, what he in that he been locked up since me and him were in the holding tank back in '95, and
Hey,
I just barely connected with him like what this probably this month. You know, he shoot me a kite here and there, but we finally touched back. I used to go to school with his brothers, and
yeah.
his older brother, we ended up becoming really cool.
And but I just went back to the time when you said 1995, and it's already 2022. So the whole time still in there in the system. See, I
Yeah,
don't, dopey. Yeah, that's crazy, man. But yeah, it's man. Growing up, kicking it with him. Did you have any other plan, or your mindset was before was just like fuck it, I don't give a fuck about the future and shit. What it
pretty
was
much.
out there. Yeah.
Pretty much that was the mindset. You know what I mean? We was living hard. We was living fast. Um, it was all gas, no brakes back then for us. And so when he caught his term, I was looking. He caught that life sentence,
Yeah.
and they were trying to give me a 27 with an L2. So I took the deal. You know they told me like, hey, you're gonna take this right here, and I'm like, nah, man, I'm not gonna take that. So they hit me with 13 years with 8 months with 2 strikes. Little did I know that if I pleaded to a higher charge, but with less strikes, I would have been let out earlier. But
Uh yeah.
yeah, but as God would have it for me, you know, that I had to like I had to get 100% of what I had coming to me. I took it, you know what I mean? And I think if I did 7 years on my term, I don't think that I would have fully gone through the transformation that I did go through. I had to do the whole, you know, I did 10 years. And so I think I had to do the whole 10 in order to come out the way I did and be around the individuals that kind of molded my mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Because
sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
back on the street with it's funny with Dopey, I did a lot of dirt with him, man. I did a lot of dirt with him that I wouldn't have done with my own homies for the simple fact that I didn't want that life for them, you know. I didn't want them to end up with life sentences. I didn't even want them to hit jail the way I did. But with Dopey, it was like if we die, we die. But we gonna ride. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't from my set, but he was a brother to me, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. Sometimes it's not about the set, it's just the relationship you had or what you
Right,
went through with a specific individual.
right. So
Yeah, just
you know when you locked up and everybody drops their flag, you know what I'm saying, and we ride others and whatnot. Um, it was like that for us on the street, you know. He had my
yeah.
back and I had his.
Damn, yeah, I know what you mean. So yeah, speaking of that, uh, dropping the rag or whatever, whether it's blue rag or red rag or whatever, in the pin, of course, you know, we prioritize our people first with the Asian Islander card. What do you think about? Did you ever ran into any Satanas that was banging Southsider or that was banging Soreño Satanas?
No, but I do know them on the street where yeah we had homies that did.
Oh, the
You
street.
know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, for the most part, uh, mainly Satanas was just like straight Filipino gang, but they're not under the Mexican mafia or Sureño or none of that, right?
No.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So I just wanted to make it clear because others are just making assumptions. You know, they're just like making stuff up. You know, so you
Well,
know,
well, well. You know what? Because STS was so big, bro, that it depended on where you were from or what
yeah,
city
yeah.
you was from.
I
Like
see.
you had mentioned about SIGs up there in Delano. A lot of them
Yeah,
were claiming blood. You know, in Cerritos and Oxnard area, LA area. You know, everybody was like barrio style Pinoy. You know me, we roll
yeah,
barrio style.
like us
So it's
too.
like
Yeah,
like choloed out, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
then you got some that were like down here in Dago, we was on the Crip side, you know what I'm saying? Because
Uh,
of all the Filipino gangs here were pretty much at that time were all blood except for Barcadas and some SSIs, right? So what had happened was whatever you was claiming, we was claiming the opposite because there was no way you was gonna befriend us because we grew up in a time where if you wasn't from the set, you wasn't gonna be our friend, and we didn't need no kind of allies, so we just brought the heat.
mm, I see what you mean. Kind of like yeah, like everybody, like a EBK, like everybody killer type shit.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. It's similar to the hell side where they're right here. They got the Chinese hell side, and here the hell side Soreño, and then the hell side just Pinoy gang. You know,
Right.
just
Yeah.
yeah,
Because that's what area you was from. You
I
know what I
see.
mean? And for us, like you're a
I
lot
see.
younger than me. You know, I'm like in my 50s, so I was going
Yeah.
through in that era. We were going through a identity crisis. You know what I'm saying? We were still
Yes.
trying to figure out how we fit in, where we fit in, where we're accepted, and 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 it was crazy, bro. They thought Filipino was just like regular Asian, you know what I mean? They all put us in that either we was Korean or we was Chinese. They
Ah.
called me, yeah. So I went to school. When I went to school, I went to school in West Hollywood.
Yeah.
There was, you know, I was kicking it with Chinese dudes who wore like man, like Bruce Lee suits to school. You know what I mean? They wore
Yeah.
traditional dress because they didn't know any better. You
Yeah.
know, and
Yeah.
back in the day when we were rocking, you know, when through the evolution of gangs and stuff, people started wearing Dickie suits. But back in our days, we were wearing camouflage jackets. We were wearing doctor scrubs. We were wearing kung fu shoes, Vans, K Swiss. There was no real uniform until the Dickie suit came. You know.
Ah. Yeah, but looking at your background right there, like who would think you guys look like straight Samoans or Tongans or you know what I mean? Yeah,
We was big boned, bro.
yeah. And look at me, you know what I mean? Yeah, so it just depends, you know. It doesn't mean that, you know, Pinoys are skinny and small because you got the big ones like you guys too, you know, the Samoan looking ones, right? Yeah, yeah. Like my other Excel that I was mentioning about. But anywho, pare, fast forward and shit. So man, I feel you on that. Like if it were just perhaps just a little bit of slap in the wrist, I may have come back and not learned anything. But since I did a little bit more time, made me. It's kind of like being on the hole. Like if you was only in the hole for like a month or two, maybe you won't even feel it. But maybe in the being in the hole for like a couple of years, then you'll feel something. I know what you mean, bro. So during your time, when did you start to realize, like, or when did you start maturing more, or growing up, or evolving more to a different man, realizing this
um.
is for the birds?
Oh, this is gonna trip you out
Yeah,
because it was it was it was always for the birds, bro.
yeah.
But what had opened my eyes is when I was taking penitentiary chances and I was a two striker. You know, I am a two striker, bro. So when that law hit, that three strikes and you're out, you get a life sentence. I'm like, man, when that finally set in, I was like, I need to start making some changes. Um, Being that San Diego was my backyard, I was one of the guys that was helping, you know, bringing, you know, having my people drop things off in certain places to get brought in. And when I felt that, you know what, I'm taking risk for something that really ain't worth the risk. And so I started seeking guidance in different ways where, kicking it with OGs and lifers really opened my eyes, because a lot of my friends inside never gonna see the light of day, bro. And if they did, they're gonna be so old that it's like, what life do they really have? And so a lot of my change happened through a spiritual awakening where I accepted Jesus into my life. But the funny thing is when I did, a really good friend of mine, man, he ended up becoming my best friend, bro, was from Pinoy Real. You know what I'm saying? This is like my arch enemy on the street. We became bunkies, and ultimately I converted to Islam for about 7 years, bro. And in that 7 years, I was so if you know about Muslims inside prison, man, they run black. And so for them to have this Filipino guy running with the blacks was really a crazy thing for them. But on the cultural side and religious side of Islam being in the Philippines, that it was part of our culture. You know what I'm saying?
It was, yeah, bro.
Yeah. So in Mindanao and the southern regions of the Philippines is inhabited by Muslims or the Moros,
Yeah.
and that was really a journey for me that helped solidify what I'm doing now. And it was just a crazy thing to where I was targeted by not only our people because of like, yo, man, you like switched up on us, but that wasn't the fact. That was not the case. Is I wanted something better for my life, and if I wasn't gonna choose then when was I gonna choose? Right. So it was kind of like doing time was really hard for me, because now, you know, people that were supposed to be my friends turned against me, but they thought I turned against them. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, yeah.
what was a trippy part too was my brother hit the yard. They told my brother he couldn't even talk to me. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately later on down the line, all my homies that pulled up, that were from the set, they end
Yeah,
up converting because they wanted something different too. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But
yeah.
but I'm gonna cut that story short, because that's another conversation, man. That's like, yo, man, I went against the grain, but really, I was just trying to find myself.
Just being
But
a
when
man, yeah, I know what you mean.
you know what I mean, because
Yeah,
you want me to take chances for you, but yet you're not gonna be there for me. And so I learned a whole lot of the things that I was miseducated on, like homie love, like till the wheels fall off, homie. The wheels don't stay on, dog. Once you're in there for a certain amount of time, people stop sending you packages, stop writing you, stop accepting your calls, and then where you at? You over there with the homies. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I say, you know what? I learned that the homie is not about a set, or it's not about the color. It's about the heart of a person. And so I grew from that, bro. And when I get to my bunkie, on my last leg of my term was a Christian brother, right? And I told him I told him in there that I was gonna marry his sister. I ended up marrying I ended up accepting Jesus, bro, on the streets, because it was something that I couldn't deny after the fact of when I found him in jail. You know what I'm saying? And when I
yeah,
found him in jail, it was probably at the darkest times of my life, you know, and I was seeking the light, and the only time I could see it was when I was in utter darkness. But grasping that light and using that light is a whole different story. And so when I get out, being that person that used to not only destroy my life but destroy other people's lives by influencing, I use that influence now to help people, bro, and introduce them to a new life through Jesus. And I know a lot of guys out there, they're like, yeah, this guy's Bible thumping or whatnot. But you know what? A lot of people I know, they're out here on the streets, bro, but they're even more in prison than people who are in prison, because the prison of the mind, bro, is a powerful thing. People out
Yeah,
here yeah, people out here are paralyzed, man. They can't even function because
yeah,
of anxiety, of depression, of suicidal thoughts, bro. These things keep people captive, you
yeah.
know,
Not to mention self hate too. There,
bro.
no peace
People
of
don't
mind.
know.
Yeah,
People talk about self-love all day, but what's the opposite of that? Is self-hate. Is how you look down upon yourself when you should be the one person that should believe in yourself.
and for real, and see, I think for the most part, if I was to use myself was as an example, is that you know, as human, we got that pride that we don't wanna. I am God. Like I don't believe in God. I am God. You know, we got that hard headed. We
Right.
still know it all. We know everything. But then I realized, hell nah. There's just too many miracles. There is a God, and you know what? I'm acknowledge and bow down to the real God, and
Right.
that's when everything changes for me. Yeah,
You know, and this is funny that this is a gang related thing, right?
yeah, yeah.
But with in the Bible it tells you to love your enemies. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
so so because what's funny is a lot of people that I used to bang on are some of my best friends nowadays.
yeah.
And you know, all those times we were shooting at each other and doing dirt on each other, man. You know what? Hey, you almost killed me, or I almost killed you. Hey, it's a good thing that almost doesn't count. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, yeah.
we still living and breathing. We still got a chance to make a difference. And so I try to take every situation that I can and make a difference in not only my life but in other people's lives.
And that's great. And you know what, words are cheap, and you're doing this in real life by action, because that's the only thing that matters is action. And with that, what did you end up doing? Like, you know, can you talk about your success right now, being one of the I mean, big time tattoo artists, Mr. International. You know?
You know that's
Yeah,
that's a crazy thing because I never thought that it would end up that way. You know, I have a lot of
yeah,
friends that tattoo, that travel the world and stuff, but
yeah.
it's associating yourself with a purpose. And so, you know, the reason why I do what I do, or why I feel that what I do is blessed, is because I introduce Christ to people through my tattooing. I pray for each and every individual, whether they like it or not, whether they believe or not. You know, it's not up to them at that point. It's up to me. You know what I'm saying? And so if somebody was to turn down my tattoo because they didn't want to hear my prayer, then I would ask them to pray for straight lines, because my lines are gonna get crooked on you. You know what I'm saying? So so they're like,
Yeah,
yo, can you please pray for that then? And the same individuals that have said that to me are the
yeah.
same individuals who say, hey, homie, you should go to pray first. So it's funny,
Yeah.
but the connections that I make with people through the tattooing, bro, it's awesome, man. You don't just get to touch skin, but you get to touch their lives.
Man,
And
that's crazy, man. Yeah, yeah. That shit works right there. Yeah.
yeah, so it's like, you know, like you're asking about success and stuff, you know, it's not measured by dollars. It's not measured by money, man. It's measured by the lives that you've changed.
Damn, that's the case. We're doing good then, man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And plus, having to sleep at night in, you know, I'm in a peace of mind. Those are priceless for me now.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
yeah, yeah. But the responsibilities, we're just gonna have to have faith that everything they're just gonna have to fall through, right? For yeah, for the future. Anyways, yeah, bro. Do you have any other basically like any message out there to the young you or to the other young kids that are lost, You know, they probably still got their heart full of hate, you know, because that's what I usually talk about. That was me before. Like, how would it, you know, how would they, if you have just have anything to say, like they're probably listening right now.
You know what I would say is that, you know, you don't find yourself in other people. You have to be your best example. You know what I mean? You have to look at yourself in the mirror and examine who you are. You know, because a lot of people, they feel they're abandoned, they feel alone. Um, I would say to find faith, bro. And you know, you can say you find Jesus, but a lot of people won't find Jesus until they're in utter darkness and until they're by themselves. You know, because they're surrounded with people who's going to show them the type of attention that they need. But what they really need is to, for that self-love, like you were talking about, is to love yourself. You know.
So, but by the way, before I forget, do you have any? Do you have a YouTube so we can look you up, or Instagram?
I have Instagram, bro. One day I'm gonna get like you and get me a YouTube.
I guess.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
okay. Yeah, you should too about it. Just, you know what I mean. Just whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Why not?
at Takuya on Instagram.
At Takuya.
THA, yeah, KUYA.
All right, for sure. I'm gonna put it right here. Blast it right here. Man, thank you about it. Appreciate you coming through. You know, sharing your story. You know, lacing us up, and man, hopefully come kick it right here at Pinas soon too, man. You know what I mean?
Hey, for sure, man. If I ever head up there again, like for a tattoo convention, man, I'll come see you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I would definitely come kick it. And thank you once again. And with that being said, y'all know what time it is. Say what you mean and mean what you say, because real recognize real, homeboy.
Run it.
Out of here.